Hello everyone, welcome back to another StarCraft replay. Strawberry here, and I've got a real doozy for you. We're down here on Eternal Empire, and in the bottom left hand corner we have the red Protoss, Zest. And up here in the top right hand corner we have the blue Zerg, SC2. Two really big players in the StarCraft scene, in the Korean StarCraft scene. They've both been around in the GSL for quite a long time. We got a little spicy probe here, coming out a little bit faster, probably just to get that hatch block. Let me get this right. There we go. So yeah, two big players. SC2 is the king of coming second. Has got more second place finishes in the GSL than anybody else, and therefore is kind of he's never been a champion. But to some extent, you can say that getting multiple second places is better than getting one first place, like somebody like Gumio, who just had one first place. So SC2, really tried and tested Gosu player throughout the history of StarCraft, and has been so consistently putting up top tournament games and coming second place in a bunch of really prominent tournaments. So Zest, on the other hand, as we've just seen, he sent out his probe a little bit sooner, so that he could get a definite block on this hatchery, forcing SC2 to take his second base here. Now, it's kind of common for Protoss to do that these days, so that their base is kind of exposed. So you'll send your first drones here, and that means it's kind of a longer rush distance to your other base. Your queens aren't joined up as much, your creep speds not joined up as much, and you're less able to just run your drones back here, because they have to run through all of this space, which takes time. And that way you can exploit this with adepts, you can exploit it with DTs, you can exploit it with pretty much any kind of attack is going to be exploited by having to build just second base here. So yeah, expansion build from Zest, kind of normal. We're probably going to see adepts, that'd be my bet. We'll see glaive adepts, but we'll see. Zest is known as an innovator, also been around for a really long time, and he's really known for innovating builds, creating new builds, and really pushing the Protoss strategy forward. Really famous in my mind for the 2 Stargate Phoenix builds, and he's a guy who generally likes to finish things in the early mid game. And he's not really known for his late game play. He usually has some very crisp timing attacks that either win or lose, as the adept comes in here. So we've got a Robo and a Twilight Council. Twilight Council first, so yeah. Will it be adept or could be DTs? The Oracle comes in. Crucially, the Oracle. Wow, let's take it back. That's really interesting. Okay, so he didn't actually have 2 workers. Alright. So I thought maybe SC2 had 3 workers here, and maybe there's a lot of something he does. No. So okay, I thought he had 3 workers here, and he deliberately pulled some off, because the adept's trying to see, okay, are you mining gas? Have you got a Roach Warren? Have you got a Baneling Nest? How many drones have you got? Are you actually building drones? Are you actually mining gas? You know, are you building tech? So that's what that shade does, and he sees there's no gas mining, no Roach Warren, and drones, which means it's safe, normal. Look at this coverage from SC2. If we look at his vision, look at in the mini map here, the amount of vision he has, just covered from so many different angles here. You can see everything, which is always so important for Zerg. Being caught off guard is the death sentence for Zerg. You need to be prepared with the correct units in the correct position. And here we go. No, that's a pylon. The DT shrine is somewhere on my screen here. DT shrine. How many gates does he have? 1, 2, 3 gates. Is there a 4th somewhere? No, 3 gates. Warp prism. DT shrine. Nothing coming out of the council. So we're probably going to see 3 DTs, in fact, because there's 3 gates. 3 DTs, see what they can get done. And if they don't get anything done, they could just transform into Archons and the game goes on. So there's currently no detection from SC2. Is there any scouting? No scouting. He just sees the 2 gates at the front, but he's just building roaches. He knows there's something coming. He sees the warp prism now. and Roaches is going to become a catch-all strategy against anything coming. So he warps in the Adepts first. This is kind of cool. Warps in the Adepts, so let's Sue think that it's an Adept-based build. But then Sue somehow already reads it, and he's already got Spore Crawlers producing. I don't really know how that happens. Maybe because he's got 3 Adepts and he's not got like 6 Adepts. You can read, okay, he's not really committing to the Adepts. And he gets the detection for the DTs, which are cloaked units. So for Zest now, yeah, just take a 3rd base and make the Archons. And this is going to become a more powerful strategy once the Queen range is reduced. Nice micro. Just tucks him in on the mineral there. Could do it slightly better. Looks like he's going to lose 2 Adepts here. Could have probably got away with losing 1. But it's fine. Keeps the 3rd base. That's what he's really concerned about. It's a slow warp-in pylon, which is really sad. Ended up warping in from this pylon instead of warping in from this pylon. But yeah. Archon drop coming in over here. This is kind of, I dare say, old school. It's really not that old, but it's kind of been out of the meta recently, but it's coming back in. I think in anticipation of the Queen change. This is a Queen, by the way. My mum asked me, what is a Queen? This is a Queen. This one. This little girl, yeah. And they're reducing the range, so they're from like this to this. So the Warp Prism will have a better chance of surviving. So 1 DT on defense, love that. Ooh, Spire, cool. It's a great opening against the DTs is to go Spire because you're usually going for like a Zealot Archon follow-up, right? You've got the DTs, they make Archons, and if you're spending your gas in that way, even though DTs are mineral heavy, you're going to put Zealots behind them. So Muters are really effective against that. Really against Muters you need Phoenix or you need Blinkstalkers. But Zest is no slouch, and he knows what's coming. I don't know if he scouted it exactly. No, he didn't. He didn't scout it, but what does he scout? He scouts no Overlord, no Roach speed, right? Which is a bit delayed. So there's gas being spent somewhere that's not being spent on Roach speed, so he can read there's something coming. But also, he knows that Muters are a strong follow-up to that, so he's preemptively going double Stargate Phoenix, which is the counter to Mutalisks. So Zest showing again some great innovation by just going straight into the build, which I hold him, in my mind is most famous for. 2 Stargates, pure Phoenix. This is gonna really shut down this Muter play. The Muters should probably get nothing done and then all die for free. So looks like Sue might be on his way for a 2nd place again. But we'll see. Gets the Observer, really nice. But again, Sue is not really committing to the Muters. He's just made, what, 8 or 9 Muters? 8 Muters. He'll go in, see what he can get done. Which looks like nothing, because he's already got a cannon. Like, how do these... The pros are so good. There's absolutely no way he knew Muters were coming. But he has a cannon built already. Because he just knows that that's the only thing that could really set him back right now. Look at this. Oh, the Phoenix come in. Oh, all these Muters are going to die. Can they take some Phoenix down with them? They've taken 1 down, I think. Ooh, that second one. The second one lives. Yeah. So those Muters were worth nothing. But as I was saying, he only made 8 Muters, and he's just making more Roaches behind it. So these Phoenix are actually now not as useful. And he's also making Corruptors. Making 6 Corruptors, which counter Phoenix really hard. Really, really hard. But I'm worried that then Zest just builds his Archons and the Corruptors do nothing. It's kind of strange choice. I feel like just, more Queens, more Spore Crawlers would probably hold this amount of Phoenix. I don't think you need to actually invest in the Corruptors. It might make sense if he built an Infestation Pit and then he's getting his Hive and he's getting his Great Aspire quickly so that he can transform them into Broodlords, but I don't really... I guess if you predict more, if he's going to go like 15, up to like 10, 15 Phoenix, then they'll be good, but you just open yourself up to a little switch of tech. Zest is getting Storm, he's getting Blink, he's getting Immortals and Archons, and he's just going to hit with a really strong timing attack. You have to imagine. So yeah, Sue needs to just focus on building Roaches and Banelings, and he needs to focus on crushing this attack when it comes in, or alternatively attacking himself at this location and just preventing the space from being established. And I think we'll probably see him attack by the looks of things. Zest has no interest in moving out on the map when his... Yeah, I mean, if you look at his supply 139 to 194, it's going to be pretty difficult for the Protoss to be on the map. He needs a tight wall, he needs this choke area, he needs a defensive position with pylons and batteries maybe, to be able to survive. But eventually he will get a better army. This is a trash army, this is garbage army. It dies really quickly, but there's a lot of it. So, here we go. Sets up the big surround coming in from all the different angles. I press Control W. Yeah. And I think you're just looking for a cancel, really, more than anything. Let's see what you can get done in terms of killing the Protoss army, but mission succeeded. Yeah, mission success there. Cancel. Yep, just pushing it further, seeing what can get done. Surely you don't get through that. Oh, the storm there. It was fantastic. Killed so many lings and banelings. This doesn't look good. This doesn't look good for the Zerg. I think he's going to slowly start bleeding off units here. Oh, gets both Immortals. Killed both Immortals there with banelings and roaches, but he's going to lose pretty much everything here. The Blinkstalkers will chase it down. But what have we got behind? More Zerglings and more of the same behind. Oh, there's a huge Zealot run by here. Oh, mate, the Zealots were doing work beforehand as well. Sorry, I am going to skip it back. I think it's worthwhile. So as this was all happening, there was a huge warp in here from this warp prism. And these Zealots absolutely went to town. Absolutely went to town. This is, I feel quite common with Sue. He tends to attack. You know, he just mindlessly attacks and sometimes doesn't control his army in the best way. But yeah, he's got a lot of drones to survive. Yeah, this gets cleaned up. A lot of drones did survive, so you can transfer them here. And yeah, the Blinkstalkers clean up these roaches down here. But yeah, my concern is that he has to remake this kind of low tier army that dies really easily in order to survive. And that means he's not teching up, he's not got his infestation pit, he's not got his hive. Oh, he has got his infestation pit. He needs to start this hive. Start the hive, Sue. Oh no, he makes a queen. Yeah, interesting. How many queens did he lose doing that? Yeah, so he's only got 2 queens. So he has to remake his queens. Yeah, so I'm just slightly worried that he's not progressing his tech quite fast enough. Protoss is going to get this 4th base up. Yeah, that Zealot run by was crucial. I really just kept the Zerg down. But he had a base up there anyway, so all things being said, Zerg is probably in a fine position. But yeah, you know, you really want a kind of heavy Broodlord composition, I think, against this move out. But instead he's just got the Ling Baneling, so I mean, he doesn't even have any Banelings. It's kind of troubling. It's kind of troubling. Another big warping of Zealots happening over here. Sorry, I keep messing with the speed. It's not good. Is that right? Or is that too slow? I can't even tell. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, that's really amateurish. Huge warp in of Zealots. He makes the Archons. Interesting. I like a Zealot and DT army. It's kind of sometimes hard to tell that there's DTs in there, and then they just get loads of damage done. Sue, make some Banelings, baby. Make some Banelings. Look at your gas right now. Make some Banelings. They're so crucial. Like, they're great against Stalkers as well. All those Corruptors going down for nothing. So yeah, this is great. Look, Zest is just holding his attention here. Look, my whole army is over here. You've got to defend. Whilst at the same time, he's building up like a secondary army over here. Sends out just a part of it to clear the overlords. So Sue isn't aware of just how much he's actually hanging out back here. He keeps posturing here, just keeping his attention. And look at Sue. Sue's just got to stay here in preparation for this ball. And right as he starts to move in here, this secondary force is coming in. But oh, Sue's actually got a secondary force ready and waiting. Storm, loads of Storm. This army is going to get destroyed. Let's quickly check on this army. Ooh, this army is winning for the Protoss side. Yeah, and I mean this is kind of piecemeal stuff, but he's got to pull back and deal with this. Oh, pull your drones! I'm selecting them for you. I'm selecting them for you. Archon mode. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Ah. You gotta pull those drones. If you you gotta survive those drones, Sue. You gotta do it, baby. Can he even hold on here? The Zest just come piling in with Protoss units. Looks like he does. Looks like he just gets him. GG. Great game. Well played. It's great to catch some Koreans, and I hope you enjoyed the game. Give me a like and subscribe, and follow me in my journey if you like. Thanks. Bye.